ready to help. She's also one of our tech support. So I'll be sharing my screen right now. Let me know if you're looking at my screen.
I think, yep, I see it.
Yeah, okay. So basically, LDMax is a web-based process serving system or solution, and it comes with basically the system itself, the process serving system or software itself that you can access through a browser with an internet, of course. So you can access it through a cell phone, a tablet, a laptop, or a desktop. For as long as you have a computer, then that should not be a problem. You can take your business anywhere you go. And then it also includes a mobile app, both iPhone and Android app. And we also have a client interface, which I will show you later on. And this is where your clients send you jobs so that you can process it. And we'll be showing you that. So basically, you have to go to this link,
Mm-hmm.
ldmax.loyalpuppy.com. And this is what's going to show. When you sign up, we're going to assign to you a username, a temporary username and password, and then a customer ID and an agency ID. So for example, this is what we use for our demo and LDMax. So when you log
Okay.
in, you will be able to see the command center. In the command center, right away, you will see the notifications, the incoming messages from the client interface, and this is coming from your clients. And you can also see them here on this part. So I have had a few demos last week, so we're able to do some test messages, and as you can see, they're showing up right here. So for example, if your client tells you that there is a rush service, you'd be able to check here right away. And other things that you can check are status items that need to be approved, photos that need to be approved, old and new, and then jobs with no affidavit back from server and other notifications. So right away, you'd be able to prioritize what you need to do in a day's work. So for example, you have one open jobs with 3-day of due date, and you can have outstanding reminders. So you just have to check on them. I mean, to click on them. For example, let's click one, completed and not approved. So when you click them, right away, it would show you the 3 jobs that need to be approved. And all you need to do is just click on the number of the job, and then you can just open the job and have it, click it approve. Okay,
Okay.
we will learn more about this when we create jobs, and Pam can also help show you other features, these here. But let's just go back for the sake of the introduction to the home screen. I was just showing you how easily you can actually go from the command center and the jobs that you need to work on. So basically, LDMax is web-based. So it means that it is dependent, of course, on the speed of your computer. And I mean the speed of your internet on your computer. And right now, my speed of my internet is quite sketchy. So the other thing that you will see in the command center is a job search. The search field, so you have the job search, you just enter a job number, say for example 63, and you just click go, and it would go to the job. And again, if you want to act on the job or do something like, for example, auto assign or set a due date, enter status items. You can do it here, or you can click on the job and then add more actions. Like if you want to do charges, if you want to print out dynaforms, work orders, and affidavits, and so on. So that's,
Okay.
yeah, going back to the command center. You can also do a survey search or a search based on file number. And Well, since it's a command center, everywhere you will see notifications. Here you also have incoming messages and of course an indicator, a pie graph to show you which jobs that need to be served or need to be acted on as soon as possible. So you can see also a pie graph with the markers right here, like the red indicates 10 days and over, and the green indicates 7 days and under. So another feature of the command center is here we have updates. We constantly improve our LDMax, and you get to know about it by just coming over here and just clicking on the updates. The latest was, I think this was a couple of weeks ago, and Rob actually placed in volume statistics. So they are coming back. And then we also have QuickBooks Online Export and so on. So you can be updated here. And on the command center, you can also do quick tasks. For example, photos from third party. You can click on this and you will see the photos from third party and manage your photo queue. So I don't have a photo queue here because this is a demo account, but then if you do have servers, if you do serves in the field, you will have a photo queue because you'll be taking pictures with your mobile app. So basically that's what you see right away when you log in to LDMax. I'll be um, touring you on how you basically go about LDMax. So when from the time that you sign up, so we will go through configure. I will give you short introductions of each parts here, and then right after that we will go to job creation, and then I'll be showing you during the job creation the client interface. So this is the client interface. We can discuss that later on. And after job creation, we can do invoicing. We can show you invoicing, and then Pam can discuss probably invoicing and the forms, how to customize your forms, and then in the job screen later on we can discuss how you can customize the job screen as well. So right now, let me just show you what are the things that you can configure, meaning you can customize from your end. So basically you go to the general setup, and this is where you place in the information about your company. So you go to company variables and you place in all the information about your company and just click update. And then one of the more important things that you need to set up are your clients and companies. So clients are actually law firms that give you jobs, and companies are process serving agencies like yourself who also give you jobs, like out-of-state jobs. So when you set them
Mm-hmm.
up, it's very important that you create a login for them. For example, let's go to clients, law firms that give you jobs. So when you create a new client, you fill in all their information here, and if they do have an email address and you want to send them email later on, you can put it there. So for example, let's create a new one. Let's say Gary. And then very importantly, you have to assign them a main login and a main password. So for example, let's just say
Okay.
Gary and Gary1, main password. Well, this is very important because this is what they're going to use when they sign into the client interface. So after you create the initial, or you input the initial information about your clients, this is what you're going to see, more fields for you to check. So for example, if you have a QuickBooks account and you want to link your QuickBooks account and your invoices, we can do that here. You just have to message us in the future if you want to be using QuickBooks so that our programmer Jake can help you link that. Okay, so there are choices here that you can check or not check. It's up to you. So when you check these
Okay.
options, it means that the system will recognize that action and will allow your LDMax to do that for you. So right now I'm going to check can send new jobs via client interface and show pie charts on the client interface. Some of our clients, they do not want their clients to see the pie charts, so they can just opt to unclick that here. So let's just, let's just see if Gary can log in from the client interface. So let's update that one. And let's go to the client interface. So for example, let's just log this one out and we'll try to see if Gary can log in using the username and password that we assigned Gary. Okay, so ldmax.loyalpuppy.com, and then we will be assigning you an agency ID. So for example, this is the one for the demo. For example, this is the link that your client is using, and you assigned him the username Gary and password Gary1 and login.
Okay.
So then your client will be able to see this. So if this is something, the pie charts here is something that you don't want your clients to see, all you have to do is just go back to your LDMax
And take it
and
off of there.
Yep. So everything that's here you can configure. So it's as easy as that. And then they can send new case by clicking send new case and then place all the information here and click create new case. And then they can also generate some reports. Okay. Let us just go back to the dashboard. So like statistics, map, open jobs. So they can just click on these here and they can see statistics. So they can start with a search from a certain date to a particular date and then click on a particular report that they'd like to generate. So say jobs received, process server, GPS date, and so on. And then just click run report. And you can also do per year. And the same thing for jobs received, jobs completed, and manners, and then run report. So this is the client interface. Yeah. So for example, the messages I was showing you, for example, your client would like to send you a new case. Let's try to create a new case. So say a reference number and a court. Okay, so since we already, for example, if you already entered a court name in your LDMax, so it would show up here. So here I already set this up much earlier on previous demos. So I have a court that's named test. Okay, and court index number, just say, and plaintiff, say test plaintiff, and test defendant. And let's create a new case. Okay, so as you can see, that new case would already be seen on the LDMax system, and you can send a test message. So for example, you'd say this is Rush. Serve on, today is the 29th, say serve on March 31, 17. You can send that message. And then you can also add a new defendant to the case and just enter all the information here and click add defendant. So basically that's the client interface. So let's just check in LDMax. Okay. So going back to home. Sometimes it takes some, there you go. So from 2 incoming messages, we already have 3 incoming messages. That's because we created a new one. Here it is, number 45. And the client is Gary, case number is 1000, and there is a message. So you can just click on the case ID number and you can then create a job right away. So the case information is here. You can add more information about the case depending on the work order that you will receive and of course create a job. And yeah, so we will be moving on to creating a job later on, but basically all you need to do by then when you receive a message from your client is just click add new defendant and that will start creating a new job we'll be going to that later on. I'll just finish showing you in the configure area. Okay, so
Okay.
going back to configure, another thing that you need to set up are your holders and office staff. For example, if you're not the only one who will be using LDMax, your LDMax, so you can just, if you have staff in your office, you can just add new holder, and still you can create a name here, say Stacy, and then create a username for Stacy. And remember that you must click admin because this means that Stacy can use all the features of your LDMax. If you click do lock, it will limit her on certain areas. There are things that does not show up on over here when you do check do lock. So again, all you just have to do is add this holder, and then Stacy will be able to log in to your LDMax just like you did. All right, so another feature of the configure area is, let me just check. In the general setup, yeah, you have to also configure and add your process servers. So the username and password that you add for your process servers is for their login to the mobile app. So again, you just input all or encode all their information. Say, let's have Jane. And then create a username and password, Jane, and then Jane1. And then add this server. So Jane is already here. She is server with ID number 6. Other things that you can configure on general setup, you can configure the job types. Oh, wait, case status, case types, case color codes, the courts. You can add them here. Can you still hear me? Hello? Gary? I can see that you're offline, but I'll try to finish this and send the recording to you so you can view it. I'll just wait for you to go back online. All right, so where were we? So then, after configuring general setup, all the information that you need to place in here, then you can go to configuring other areas as well, such as court mappers, holder print queues, judges, NS codes, the roles. For example, this is quite interesting because we usually have inquiries regarding the roles. So you can add roles here. So for example, some cases in jobs do not always use defendant and plaintiff. So there are other roles such as claimant, garnishee, landlord, petitioner, plaintiffs, or respondents. You can add your own by just clicking add new and place the name of the role here. So for example, we will say new role. All right, so your LDMax will refresh and update that action, and then new role is over here. You can click new role. Okay, and to change the name and just click update later if you need to do that. All right, other things you can configure are your billing setup such as price codes. So for example, price codes like we already have collection agencies, other process servers, out-of-state law firms. You can create your own price code. So Gary's price code. Okay, so it's showing here now. And then you just click that off. All right, let's go back. 2 price codes. Okay, Gary price code. All right. And then you can add new action, like an additional address, an alias fee, copy charges, so on and so forth. And you can configure this as well. So other things that you can configure are emails, forms. This is where Pam will come in. If you know how to use HTML, then you can customize your forms very easily. Pam or Jake will install an LDMax tools for you so that you can use it when you edit our forms using HTML. But if not, then you can actually do call us or inform us and then or email us, and then Pam will actually do the forms for you. Okay? So next is you can also configure frequent stuff like frequent service comments, frequent status items. For example, we have already all these status items here. If you want to add one, just click add new. Okay, so new status item. So what is the actual status item? New comments here. Type in the new status item. So it will show when you click this status item. Okay. We will try to use this status item when we create a job later on. Okay. So click add and your LDMax will refresh and of course show that new status item. So it's here.
Maria, are you there?
Yeah. Okay. Did I
Yeah.
lose you?
Yeah, something happened and everything went down.
Well,
But
that's
I'm back on now.
yeah. Actually, we're still on configure. So I was actually discussing that you can also set up the billing like price codes. You can add price codes here. Um, so we have price codes already in like collection agencies. I added a Gary price code earlier. I thought you were still in, but also other process servers, out-of-state law firms. So you can create your own price code.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just create one and add it. And then for any action that you do, the LDMax will refresh and then show that action. So we have own price code here. And then you can create an action for that price code, like say additional
Hopefully
address,
that fixes it, right?
and then out of county
But
service. For example, it's this one. And then you just place the amount for that, say $10, and then click add. And then it will show up here. And this is now for that price code that we just created. We'll try to use this when we create a new job later on. Other things
okay.
that you can configure are also, I mentioned earlier, you can configure emails and forms. So if you are knowledgeable with HTML, then you can easily edit our forms like affidavits, work orders, um, invoices. So we use HTML. Pam or Jake will download our LDMax tool so you can do that. If not, then all you have to do is just email us the forms that you'd like us to incorporate in your system, and Pam or Jake can customize your forms for you. Okay, so
Is there a cost for that?
usually if the customizations are for forms that you're actually using in your state and that are not in our system yet. When you start, there is usually no charge for that. But then if, for example, if it is already existing in the system and you would like to customize that, then we will do charge that. Usually it is $75 a page. But right now, what we're doing is that we are inputting or placing in as many forms as possible for our new clients that they are using. So usually that's free of charge.
Okay.
All right. So other things, we can actually put logo in your client interface as well as your invoices and other forms. So other things that you can configure is the frequent stuff, like frequent service comments, frequent status items. So I was actually discussing this when you came back in. So we already have um, placed some certain status items here, but if you want to create your own, again, you just have to add new, like we can say new status item 1. So you can place in the description for the status items. You can place in all comment or comments. So encode all comments here for this status item. We'll try to use this when we create a new job in a short while. Okay, just showing you how it's done. So new status item should show up somewhere here. Okay, so this will, if you click this later when you create a job and you want to create a new status item, then this will show up automatically on the job screen. All right, so basically configure means configuring everything that you want. So these are the things that you can configure by yourself here on LDMax. So once you have finished configuring all the information here, then you can now start creating jobs. And this is where you will go when you create new jobs. So you can click New Case Process. And you can click New Case and put in the client or law firm. So I think we had a client named Gary. Right there. So it shows up on the drop down. Once that client's already existing in the system, you'll just have to type about the first 3 letters and it shows up automatically. And if you've entered the information for the attorney and secretary, they'll also show up here. So if you need to place that information, you can add them here. But if they're not yet existing, all you need to do is just click this add button and it will show a form wherein you can add a secretary or an attorney, or just the same for the client or law firm here. All right, so the company that is featured here is your company or your process serving agency. And then you can have, basically to create a new case, all you need to do is fill in all the spaces or the fields that have this red star. So the client, law firm, the company, and then the court. All right, so just for the sake of filling in, we'll just say plaintiff. So you can place in the information for the plaintiff, say name of the plaintiff is good guy, and name of the defendant is bad guy. Okay, so court, for example, if you have already entered a court named task, then you just have to click it. If not, just click the add button and you can add a new court. So we can click add new case. So again, as I've showed you earlier, this is now a new case and there are 3 buttons that or tabs that would show the case information, the jobs, and messages. So right away when you create a new case, you would be shown to the jobs tab because, well, logically the next thing that you do is create a job. So to create a job, you click add new defendant and then you can click on a doc ID. Like for example, this is for mortgage foreclosure documents and service instruction. Say it is standard individual. And then a job type. Say it is routine. And then defendant. Address. Make sure that all the information with on the field with the red star are completed. So say test address and there you go. and then zip, say this is New York, state, New York, county, I have no idea what county in New York. Okay, so you can also create a deposition hearing date, say April 6 at, and then a due date. Okay, and you can set a reminder for yourself. It's called a tickle date. So say April 3, and then you can add this job. All right. So next is, this is how it looks like in the job screen. So what you can do in the job is that you can browse over the information here and you can see that it is still unassigned. Gary, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. All right. So since it is still unassigned, you can assign this to a server. You can click this and just click assign over here. And I think we created a process server named Stacy. Not sure. Oh, no, Stacy. Let's just use a process server that I created some days back. Okay. And then assign this to test process server. And there you go. And your LDMax will refresh. And now it is assigned. So you can also do other things such as, but every time you do something to job, you can click job, and these are the shortcuts. Like you can send emails, you can generate the affidavits or Dynaforms. Okay, you can also apply prepayments, apply charges to selected jobs. You can apply completion, print barcodes, and transfer a job into the case. So if you have multiple jobs in one case over here, like there are 5 jobs, you can click on all of them and you can do multiple actions such as approve, apply charges, attach documents, and then print Dynaform. You just click on all the choices here and just click submit on all those jobs. All right, so you can also have other shortcuts here, like you can attach documents. So just click this button and just click Browse Files. And you can attach any document that you have. Or you can also upload photos. Just remember to check the job number or the job, and then you can click Upload Photos. Okay? So other things that you can do is set a due date, create a status item. So this is what I was talking about. So you can create a status item here, say April 4, time 3 p.m. Okay, then frequent item. We created new status item 1. So as you can see, when you select that one, it automatically places all the information that you have previously encoded into the configure area. Okay, so you can have a default email status item like mailed to client, or you can have another email status item here and update the default email status item. And then you can enter another item here as well. So once that is done, you can close window and you can the LDMax will refresh by itself and then reflect that status item. So you can also view the job screen by clicking the job number, and this is what will show up. So you can approve it from here. And then after your server, or if the job has been served, you can update all the information here, such as male, color, say Caucasian, and hair is gray, age say 44, height 5'7", weight say 140 pounds, and then married, maybe yes, and military, no, and all the information. And then you can create a date mailed here. So if it was mailed, and other things that you'd like to input. And then you have to make sure that you save your work. You only click save and close if you want to close the job screen. So you can click save and close to make sure that all the inputs that you've made has been saved. So the things that you can also do in the job screen, again, you can apply charges. For example, say standard service, because it's a standard service, you can place 20 and the amount is 20 as well. So you can add and approve these items.
Can you show me an invoice that the client would see? Or
Yeah,
that's printable?
sure. Yeah, sure. We can do that. Invoice number 13. Okay. Okay, let me just check this one out. Okay, we have invoice number 13. All right. Okay. Okay, it should be showing the invoice here. Let me just get Pam. This is actually a demo account, so usually it does not go right away to the invoice unless there are information that is complete. Let me just check on Pam.
Okay. It's, you can just have it, if you guys have the ability, you could just email me one so I can see it.
No problem.
You can screenshot and email it.
Yeah.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
You can go back to the job, then you can try to click the image beside the amount so you can show the invoice.
Okay, hang on. I'll give
Invoice
you
charges, then
I'll give you the control so that you can show.
okay.
But it's not showing on my LDMax. Let me just check it. Hang on.
Ma'am, under invoice charges, then you can see the amount is $20. Beside that, you can click the image to print the invoice. Just
Yeah.
the image.
Yeah. Did that earlier, but the image is, oh, there you go. It's working now. So this is how it shows. Yuri?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, and so we can actually put in your information here and customize the invoice for you.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so we are done with invoicing. Going back to the job screen. So once the job is completed, you can just click completed, it has been attempted, and click save and close. All right, so that's basically creating a job. Other things that we can show you is probably batch scan, batch actions. All right, so I'll give the mouse to Pam so she can manipulate this one, and then she can also discuss the mobile app for a while. Just hang on. Green, okay. There you go. Okay, Pam.
Okay. So this is as you can see here, we have batch. So under batch, this is where you can upload bulks of documents, or you have a lot of documents that you wanted to upload into the system onto your jobs. Then you can just go to batch. Then you have to go to batch code 39.1 file. There are choices here. We have batch code 39 for one file, then batch data matrix recognition. We also have batch data matrix one for multiple page recognition. So for example, if you're going to use batch code one file, you have to click this one. Then you have to browse files into your documents. So anyway, since this is Miss Maria's computer, so we're not going to upload any documents or so on. So I will just show you where you can upload multiple documents or bulk of files that you wanted to upload into the jobs. So, for example, once you already browse the files and uploaded it, then you can select the document type. Here we have affidavit. For example, the document type is affidavit or service documents. So you can choose that here. For example, it is a service documents. This is the type of documents that you wanted to upload into the job. Then you have here barcode that should be found. So if you have the job number here, you can type here the barcode should this is where your barcodes will show. So once you uploaded this, the barcode will show into your job. Then you can also set the filing date of the documents. So once you enter all this information here, you have to click perform recognition so that it will successfully upload it into the system. Okay, so let me just click X to close this one since I cannot upload documents since this is not my computer. So that's another way on doing batchings of documents. So there's another way also. We have here batch data matrix recognition. This is the first batching or uploading a lot of documents into the system that we have. So it's after if you're going to use the batch data matrix or the batch coded one file. So these three are the options that you can do once you wanted to upload bulks of documents into the system. So over here under batch OPS, so we have here add charges. So if you wanted to apply charges on a lot of jobs, for example, we're going to open add charges. So for example, for job 1, 3, 4, 5, so if you wanted to, sorry, you have to, okay, for example, for this job, you wanted to apply charges for all these jobs, then you can enter the job numbers here, then click submit. Okay, so for these jobs, example 1, 2, 3, 4, if you wanted to apply charges on all these jobs, then you can just choose the item, then select the correct item that you're going to use. As you can see, we already have the amount here. It's $20. So if this amount is okay, then we can just click add item. But if this amount is not the correct one, then you can just overwrite the amount by entering the amount here. You can just enter another amount under override amount. Okay, so for this one, I am just going to click add item. Okay. Okay, I think, oh, sorry. This is, okay, so we have to go to add and approve charges. Then click close. So as you can see, for batch or batching, so these are the things that you can do into batching. So for batching, it means that if you had a lot of jobs that you wanted to apply charges or add commissions all at once for that job. So for example, you have multiple jobs that you wanted to apply charges, commission, or assign the due date all at once by not opening each job, then you can just go to batch, then open each one of these. You can use assign due date or apply prepayment. So in that area, you can apply, sorry. So for batch OPS, once you choose batch, so these are the options you can apply on your job. So you can assign, add commission, assign due date, then assign to server or sub-server. So for batching, all the jobs that you wanted to for if you wanted to apply a lot of multiple jobs, these options here, you can do that without opening each job on your end. So that's how the batching works. So on batch OPS, on batching also, you can print a lot of documents. So for example, if you go to batch, then go to print affidavits. You're just going to enter jobs number here. So if you wanted to print all affidavits for job number 3, 4, or 5, you can just enter the job number here, then click submit. Sorry, it's still loading. Okay, so as you can see, we have 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we're going to click continue, then we can click the affidavits for these jobs. Okay, so we have here for job number 2, these are the affidavits for the jobs. So batching is doing all the as you can see, batching, by choosing the batch options, you can apply everything on all jobs, these options that we have under batching. Okay. Okay, so for billing, let's go to billing here. So that's for batching or batch OPS. So we have here the things that you can see under billing. We have here all open invoices. So you can see the invoice that's still open under billing, then the invoice extended, or the invoice by or all the invoices. You can check that under billing. So if you wanted to check the invoice that's still open, you can just go to billing, then click all open invoices. Then you can search the client name here, or you can just choose the client that you wanted to see, to check the invoice that are still open for that client. So as you can see, You can see the clients that the invoice are still open here, the list of clients. So those are the clients that's invoice are still open. For billing also, we have here the uh, high volume batch, high volume for batch, or we also have here test invoice regular batch. For test invoice regular batch, so some of our clients use this. For example, in one case, some of clients ask for this one. If in one case they have 10 or 5 jobs, then they wanted to apply one invoice for that job only, you can use this one, real invoice regular batch. If you wanted to apply one invoice for 5 jobs or 10 jobs in one case only. But first, you have to go to test invoice before you're going to use real invoice so that you can check if it's working on your end. So let me try to click test invoice. Let's see if we have enter. Okay. For example, for client ID 1511 or the test client, if you wanted to apply one invoice per job, or you can choose one invoice for court case number or one invoice with all approved charges. You can just choose these options here. Okay, so let's just choose test client. For example, for the test client, we have our test client, client ID is 511. Then we're going to choose one invoice per job. Okay, then we have to click run test invoice. Okay, so you can see these are the job number that you wanted to apply one invoice for this job. So once you run this under real invoice, this will be applied to the job or to the case that you wanted to have one invoice only. Okay, so let's go back to billing, then apply real invoiced for the test client. Okay, so that was test client, then it's ID 511. So for example, we're going to apply this is now the real invoice. The first one was a test one. But if you're already familiar with this one, you can just go right away to real invoice without using the test invoice on your end. Okay, so we're going to choose one invoice per job. Okay, then you have to go to, or we might use one invoice per court case. Okay, so most of the clients use this one invoice for one court case, but there's a lot of job on that case. Okay, so we have to click invoice selected on clients. Okay. Okay, so this is now the invoice for that job. For the real test, for the real invoice. Okay, so let me just close this one. Let me log back into the software. Okay. So that was job number 66. So if you're going back to the job that you already created, then you can just enter the job number here. Then just click enter on your end, or you can click go. So go back to that job. Okay, so we're here in the case information, so we have to go to the jobs. Okay, so as you can see, the job is still incomplete, so we have to assign an affidavit for this one. So if you're going to assign an affidavit for the job, you have to go to inside the job. So you have to choose the job number by clicking the box, then click the job number so that you can get inside the job where you can edit the job or assign the affidavit that you're going to serve for this person or for this survey. So we have here manner. Under manner, these are the affidavits listed into the system. These are default into the system. But anyway, on your end later, if you wanted, if you're going to sign up into LDMax, then we can just enter here all your affidavit list into the system. So these are just default into our system. So for example, we're going to assign corporate for this job. Then you can just click corporate, then click save. Please take note of this, that every time that you're going to do some changes on this area here or add some informations, don't forget to click save so that all the informations that you'd enter will be saved. Okay, so we're going to print that affidavit. So if you're going to print that affidavit on the screen, then you can just click F to print the affidavit. Okay, so this is how it looks like the affidavit into the system. So, okay, so we have here the barcode and all the informations of the corporate affidavit. Okay. Later on, we can just customize your forms if you wanted to customize your forms into the system. Okay, so as you can see here, we have here the informations for the defendant. So anyway, this information here you can also this can also be sorry, sorry, be entered on the mobile app. So since Miss Maria already discussed all the informations here for the since she already discussed all the things that we have to discuss for the demo for job creations, so we're going to proceed now to the mobile app. So I am going to just close this one so that we can open the web page for the mobile app. On my end, I am just going to open another browser so that I can log in to the mobile app. So this is for Android. Wait, let me get the link.
Are you still there or did I lose everything?
Hello, can you see my screen?
Uh, it kind of, no?
Wait, hang on, let me open the screen again.
Okay.
Wait.
You can click show my screen, Pam.
Yes, hang on for a sec. Hang on for a sec, it's still loading. The screen is still loading. Wait. Excuse me, Ma'am Maria.
Yeah.
Can we just use your screen since it's still loading on my end?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Give me the link, please.
Okay. For the Android, we can use https android.loyalpuppy.com. Android.loyalpuppy.com.
Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes, let me just enter the correct address.
There you go.
Okay. Okay, so let me wait. Let me just get the username that I'm going to use for the process server. Hang on for a sec. So this is for the Android app. This is the link for the Android app. You can view the jobs into the web, also into your computer, but use usually these servers use this through the mobile app or through their phones. Hang on, let me get the username that I'm going to use for the process servers. Okay, so let me log in. So I am going to click log in now. Okay, here for the user ID, so for the process server, this would be the username and password of your process server. Hello, ma'am?
Hmm.
Hello?
Hi Gary, are you back?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear us now? Okay, can we go on? So can Pam go ahead and present the LDMax mobile? Okay, go ahead, Pam.
Okay. So on my screen now, this is where you can log in. This is the site that you're going to use, https://android.loyalpuppy.com. So this is where your process server can log in to check the jobs that are assigned to them. So I am going to log in now. Can you see my screen?
Okay, you can see your screen.
Okay. So okay. So for the username ID, this is the username that you assign to your process server. Then password. Okay. Then agency ID. So for the agency ID, we're going to assign you your agency ID once you decided to sign up to the software. So for the agency ID, I am going to use LDMax. Then for the location, this would be ldmax.loyalpuppy.com. Okay, then you have to click login. Okay. So on your mobile on your phone, this is what you can see on your screen. So you can see your agency ID, then the buttons for download jobs, take new photo, upload photo, scan barcodes, audio capture, and video capture. So over here, you can add an attempt for the job. Once you click add attempt, then you can also complete the job, or your process server can complete the job on their phone also. So if you're going to download the jobs that are assigned to you, then you can just click download jobs so that you can check the jobs that are assigned to you. Okay, so you can see there are 9 jobs downloaded for this process server. Since we already click download jobs, then we can check the jobs under select. Just go to select. So these are the jobs that are that is already assigned to this process server. Okay. So for example, you're going to add an attempt for job number 14 for test defendant. Okay, so you have the job here, job number 14, then you're just going to click add an attempt. Wait. Okay, so anyway, on for the since I am just using the my my laptop on my end, I think I cannot click add an attempt for this job. So these are the things that you can see on your phones once you sign in as process server. So you can add attempt then complete the job. So once you already added an attempt or completed the job, then you can click up queue. So up sorry up key. So once you click this one, then the attempt that is added into the job, or the completions that you added into the job, will be uploaded directly to the jobs in LDMax tier. So once the attempt is already added, you can go back to the home screen. Then over here under notifications, you can see the attempts that the attempt is already the attempts or the completions that added here. So you're just going to click status items. For the status item, you can see once you click status items, the attempts or the completions that is already entered by the process server, you can see that here under status items. And also, once if you take photos or picture for this job, once you take photos or upload photos into this job, you can see the photos here on this area. This is where you can see the photo that is uploaded by the process server. So you're just going to click photos from third party, or this would be the photos from the process server. So for manage photo queue, this is one also, the other way also, where you can check the photos from process server. So since we're not able to upload some photos, since I am just using my laptop, so we cannot see an uploaded photos or pictures here. So if the photos is already uploaded into the system, these are the options that you can check. It's either you can approve the photos or reject, or just put the photos under hold. Okay. So Later on, you can also, if you're going to do a video, or if you're going to do a video for this job where you're going to serve the document, you can just sorry you have here clear video. So if you click clear video here, once you can, since you can also upload a video. Once you click video here, all the videos that you recorded for this job will be deleted into the app. Okay, since I cannot do the actual attempt or do some completion of the job later on, if you decided to sign up into the system, then I can just assist you until and I can just assist you on the mobile app so that you will be familiar on it, since I cannot do the attempt here.
The mobile app works on a mobile phone better, Gary. So what Pam is doing right now is just showing you what it looks like in when you log into the mobile app, but actually it works on a mobile app. So you can add a temp and complete the job and up queue and everything. So that's for the mobile app. Pam, can you discuss more about customizing the forms for Gary?
Okay, let me click home. So later on, if you're familiar with HTML codes, then you can just customize your own forms. You have to go to configure, then you have to go to forms. Then these are the list of forms into the system. So for example, you're going to do some changes for your manners or affidavits. So let's click this one. Okay, so these are the default forms into the system. So for example, if you wanted to edit this form, the corporate one, you're just going to click the ID number. So this is how the codes look like on where you can edit the form. But if you're not familiar with HTML codes, then I can just work on your forms to make it easier for you. So this is how the forms look like here, but on actual, the form this code is not will not be shown into the actual form. So let me go back to the command center.
Pam, can you show Gary some work orders, affidavits, and other forms that we
Uh,
have? The actual.
okay, so since I already showed you the affidavits a while ago, where we assign the manner or the affidavit for this job, I am just going to show you the work order or the list of Dyna forms into the system. So for these are, if once you click Dyna for Dyna form, these are the list of Dyna forms into the system. So we have here the work order, they attach the generic sent away, the postal request, status report, and the status request. So these are the Dynaforms listed into the system, but if you have some Dynaforms that you wanted to add into the system, then we can just add that into the system later if you decided to sign up. So I'm just going to click close window for this one. Then this is how the work order look like into the in actual. So this is the work order that we have into the system. So if you have some if you wanted to do customizations of the form for your work order, then we can work on that later. And also for the invoice, if you wanted to add a logo into your invoice, you can also add that into the system. You're just going to give your logos to us. So usually all of our clients or some of our clients have their logos on top here. Then below that, that would be the company name of the client. So some of our clients have their logos added here than their company name. Same with invoice, we can also customize your invoice. If you wanted to customize your invoice, you're just going to give us the details on how your invoice should look like. Same with your affidavits or your work orders and Dynaforms. So do you have any questions? Hello? So if you have any questions now regarding the software, you can I can see on your end that you muted your microphone. Okay, please try to speak.
Hello?
Yeah,
Hello,
but
yes?
do
Can
you
you
have,
hear me?
yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay.
You have
I don't
questions?
know why I unmuted it multiple times. I
Mm-hmm.
must have muted it again and not unmuted it.
Mm-hmm.
So no, everything, obviously it was a lot of information to take in
Mm-hmm.
in a short period of time. So I guess what I'd want to be interested in is figuring out what is a good, I think we went over price before on it, but maybe if we can go, if we could have Rob or whoever takes care of that get a hold of me. I know in the beginning you said that since I'm a smaller scale, there might be a different, price that could be adjusted towards, my business. So maybe if we could just get with Rob about that.
Yeah, we can do that. We could email you regarding the arrangement for that one.
So,
All
okay.
right. Okay, so I'll have Rob contact you as soon as possible so we could all discuss, the three of us could discuss how you go about it. If you want to sign in, sign up. I'll also send you the procedure for signing up so that you can go to the link, the websites where you can place in your company info and everything. Okay?